Hey, and hello to everybody out there on the interwebs. I'm Ames the Writer, and this is my Authortube intro video.
I'm a fantasy lover who has wanted to write in Kidlit for many years, but began diving into romantasy and loving it here. My current work in progress is called Something Starlight, sitting at about 75,000 words. I'll be going on maternity leave in late January of 2026, so now felt like the right time to start my Authortube channel and document my journey to that dreaded second draft and find other writers on a similar path. I'm so eager to get into the query trenches and share those highs and lows on this channel.
First question is, what is your book's pitch? Had to write it out because I am terrible at pitching, but this is basically what it is. A mostly human and her two best friends hold the power to save the Fae Queen and her crumbling realm, but the cure is a death sentence. Now they must decide if a world that requires their lives is worth saving. Question 2 is, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? Introspective and fueled by quirkiness, I write stories where main characters discover magic and discover where they belong, one plot twist at a time. Question 3 is, what do you usually write? Okay, I am thoroughly fantasy, leaning more towards romantasy and a little bit of just romantic fantasy. I know there's a difference there. My passion for a long time was middle grade fiction, and middle grade is just an age category. It's anything from like age 8 to like age 12. That's been my passion for a really long time. But especially here in the United States, with the decline in readers, a literacy crisis, school budgets being cut, I feel like there's a bit more of a barrier to get into the middle grade space. Question 4 is, what is a genre I would never write? I think it's historical fiction, only because I am a perfectionist and I love details, and I think I would get too lost in world building and trying to verify facts to actually do any writing. Question 5 is, what is your goal for starting your YouTube channel? Okay, so have you ever seen someone on the internet or from across the room and you know their interests and you're like, hey, that person would be so cool to be friends with because we have something in common, right? This is my wave from across the room in an attempt to build community and just say hello. I'm another writer. I'm out here. Let's be friends. Question 6 is, what made you start writing? Okay, Tamora Pierce. She is my favorite author, and I was introduced to her when I was in middle school. Her characters, her world building, just the humor in her books, like she really inspired me. It wasn't until I realized that I could create those kind of worlds for myself that I really picked up a pen and started writing. So what do you want to know, newbie?
Editing Ames the Writer here. Basically, what I'm trying to ask is, how much detail do you give in your manuscript, especially when you are just talking about your work? Like, do you talk about characters? Do you talk about plot? Do you talk about craft? Do you give details about your characters, who they are, what they want, where they're from? Some author tubers kind of play it close to the chest, and some are really open with their work. And I'm just wondering what balance to bring to my videos to keep them interesting, but also make sure there's an element of surprise there.
This time, we're just coming out of fall into winter, and fall is like a wonderful time for writers because there's just like this big massive blob of creative energy as people like take on writing goals for the season. And I really want that energy, that momentum, that creative spark for every time of year, for all seasons. I can't do a lot of writing vlogs because I write using my phone, and that's another discussion for another day. So my hope is to make videos where I talk about my work in progress and I just ask questions of other writers about what they're going through and if I'm weird for experiencing something. I also have collected a lot of resources over the years, free ones. So I'm hoping that I can make videos to share those resources and hopefully help another writer out. What publishing path do you wish to follow? So it's been my dream for a really long time to be a traditionally published author, but I'm really looking more towards hybrid because I have some ideas for like the new adults romantasy space that I think would be just better suited to the robust market that's there. I also feel like self-pub books take more chances, they're a little riskier, and I could have a lot of fun with that. What is your best writing skill?
Hi everyone, voiceover Ames here. I think the honest answer to this question is that I really don't know. I've done beta reading, but due to my slow drafting process, I haven't had beta readers myself in a long time. And I know my writing has evolved since then. I just wonder if anyone out there feels the same way.
Okay, so final question is, what is your biggest writing struggle? Okay, my biggest writing struggle over the years has been learning how to plot. I have so many books on plot and structure. For me, the biggest struggle is just learning what plotting system works best for me in my storytelling because there are so many. Okay, so those are the Authortube questions in no particular order. How is your writing going? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. Also, if you just want to say hi, say hello. Again, this is my wave from across the room. I'm here. Let's be friends. Again, I'm Ames the Writer. This has been my Authortube intro video. Thanks so much for watching, and I wish you a very happy 2026.